At the very end of Hemlock Lane, shrouded in mist and memory, stood Blackwood Manor, a brooding Victorian relic that loomed against the perpetually gray Ohio sky. Its silhouette was unmistakable, a jagged crown of gables and turrets rising above the tangled trees, casting long shadows over the quiet street below. The manor's windows stared out, empty and unblinking, over an unruly lawn where weeds grew waist-high. The paint peeled away in long, curling strips, revealing the weathered bones beneath, while the porch sagged under the weight of decades, groaning with every gust of wind. Inside, the air was thick with dust and secrets. Locals whispered of strange noises echoing through the halls at night, footsteps where no one walked, shadows that seemed to move on their own, and a heavy, suffocating presence that pressed against the walls. Most townsfolk avoided the manor entirely, crossing the street rather than pass too close. They called it cursed, a landmark of fear and superstition in North Ridge, a place where even the bravest felt a chill. Stories clung to Blackwood Manor like cobwebs. Some spoke of a mad industrialist who built the house and vanished. Others of a family that fled in the dead of night, leaving behind only whispers and locked doors. Secrets, it was said, were buried deep within its walls, secrets never spoken aloud. Teenagers, drawn by the thrill of fear, dared each other to touch the warped front door or peer through the cracked windows. But even the boldest never lingered long. The house seemed to watch, waiting for someone to overstep. Through the years, the house waited, silent, patient, and watchful. Seasons changed, snow blanketed the roof, leaves piled high, but Blackwood Manor remained, its legend growing darker with every passing year. It was a constant, a dark star in the town's memory, always there at the edge of vision, a reminder of things best left undisturbed. No one expected that a new story would soon be written within its walls, a story not of ghosts or legends, but of something far more real and terrifying. Not a ghost tale, but a real, tangible horror that would shake the town to its core and leave scars that would never fully heal. The house's long, haunted history was about to be stained forever, its secrets dragged into the harsh light of day, its darkness no longer just a rumor. Blackwood Manor was ready for its next chapter, the air inside charged with anticipation, as if the house itself sensed what was coming. The town would never be the same. Whispers would become headlines, and fear would become reality, binding North Ridge to the manor's fate. And it all began when a new family, full of hope and unaware of the darkness that lingered, moved in, unwittingly unlocking the secrets that Hemlock Lane had kept hidden for generations. The Harrison family arrived at Blackwood Manor, their car crunching over gravel as they gazed up at the imposing, time-worn facade. For them, the house was more than just bricks and mortar. It was a chance to start over, to build something new together. Where others saw only decay and shadows, the Harrisons saw possibility and hope. The neighborhood, with its empty streets and silent homes, seemed to whisper warnings, but the family pressed on. David, a practical software engineer with a knack for fixing things, and Sarah, a passionate artist, dreamed of restoring the manor to its former glory. They imagined laughter filling the halls and sunlight streaming through clean windows. Their children, Emily and Josh, saw adventure in every creaking floorboard and hidden alcove. To them, the house was a castle full of secrets waiting to be discovered. The house quickly became their playground, with laughter echoing through rooms that had stood silent for decades. Dust motes danced in the sunlight as the children chased each other, their joy breathing life into forgotten spaces. The Harrisons ignored the town's warnings, too busy with plans and hope. David tackled repairs with determination, patching up broken windows and making endless lists of things to fix. Sarah envisioned vibrant murals on the tall, shadowy walls, her mind swirling with ideas for transforming the manor into a work of art. The children explored secret staircases and hidden doors, their imaginations running wild with stories of treasure and mystery. In the wild, overgrown gardens, Emily and Josh played for hours, blissfully unaware of the manor's dark reputation, or the stories whispered by neighbors. Meanwhile, townsfolk watched from a distance, their faces a mix of curiosity, skepticism, and concern. Some wondered if the Harrisons would succeed where others had failed. Some whispered that the family might finally break the curse that haunted Blackwood Manor, while others shook their heads, convinced the house would claim another set of dreams. But the Harrisons were undeterred, swept up in the excitement of a new beginning. They unpacked boxes, shared stories, and made plans late into the night. They believed, with all their hearts, that they could make this house their home, a place filled with love, laughter, and memories. But beneath the surface, darkness lingered, waiting patiently in the shadows and the cold, empty basement. The past was not done with Blackwood Manor. Unseen, it watched and waited, ready to reveal its secrets to the unsuspecting family. At first, the renovations filled the old house with a sense of purpose. Hammers echoed, laughter bounced off the faded wallpaper, and the rooms buzzed with new life. The Harrisons felt hopeful, believing they could breathe warmth into the manor's cold bones. But soon, oddities crept in. Tools vanished from where they'd been left, and faint footsteps echoed through empty halls when no one was there. The air grew heavier, as if the house itself was watching. The family blamed it on old house quirks, brushing off their unease. Yet, each day the strange occurrences multiplied, and a chill settled over their evenings. Emily, the eldest daughter, glimpsed a shadow flicker across her bedroom wall, one that lingered even after she turned on the light. Her younger brother Josh woke screaming, insisting a sad man whispered his name from the darkness, his voice cold and pleading. Their mother, Sarah, tried to reassure them, offering gentle words and warm embraces. But even she felt the prickling sensation of unseen eyes following her every move. Then, the whispers began, soft, mournful, seeping from the walls at night, growing louder with every passing hour. David, the father, searched for logical causes, drafts, rodents, faulty wiring, but every explanation fell short. The house offered no answers, only more questions. Tension mounted, each night heavier than the last. The family huddled together, afraid to be alone, their nerves fraying with every unexplained sound. One evening, as a storm raged outside, the lights flickered and died, plunging the house into suffocating darkness. In the pitch black, a man's voice echoed from the parlor, deep, commanding, unmistakable. "Get!" Panic seized the Harrisons, their fear now undeniable. The power outage was explained away by a blown fuse, but the chilling voice could not be dismissed so easily. It lingered in their minds, haunting their dreams. Fear took root, growing with every unexplained event, every shadow that moved just out of sight. The house's secrets pressed in from all sides, suffocating their hope and leaving them desperate for answers. The Harrisons could no longer ignore the darkness that had settled over their home. It was changing them, drawing them deeper into its mystery. The manor's grip tightened, isolating each family member, their haunted expressions betraying the terror they tried to hide. And as the wind howled outside, they realized with dread, it was only the beginning. After the voice, dread replaced joy. Sarah abandoned her studio, unable to bear the oppressive silence. The children slept on their parents' floor, laughter gone. David worked obsessively, desperate to fix what he couldn't see. He insisted they stay. They had invested everything. But his nerves frayed, hands shaking, hope fading. Sarah's last appearance in town was haunted. She whispered, "This house doesn't want us here." Then, the house fell silent. Construction stopped, lights stayed dark. Neighbors assumed the family left for a break. Weeks passed, mail piled up, newspapers yellowed. The silence grew heavy, unnatural. Something was terribly wrong on Hemlock Lane. Sarah's sister Jessica, alarmed by silence, drove to North Ridge. The manor loomed, menacing and still. Unable to reach anyone, Jessica broke in through a window. Inside, time had frozen, meals half-eaten, toys abandoned. A foul odor led her to a newly walled-off pantry. Stains seeped through the drywall. Jessica called 911, panic rising. Police pried open the wall David had built. Behind it, they found Sarah and her children, sealed away. The town's worst fears were realized. The Harrisons' dream had ended in horror. Blackwood Manor's legend was now a nightmare made real. The house had claimed new victims. North Ridge would never forget. News of the tragedy swept through North Ridge, turning legend into reality. The manor was now a crime scene, not just a haunted house. Fear and suspicion fractured the town. Parents locked doors, children whispered about ghosts. Rumors swirled. Was it evil or madness? The last words Sarah spoke in town became infamous. It wants something. Police focused on David, now missing. Evidence pointed to him. Recent drywall, his fingerprints, his disappearance. Some believed he snapped under pressure, others blamed the house. The town was divided. Was it a man's darkness or something supernatural? Blackwood Manor became a macabre attraction, cordoned off and shunned. The Harrisons' fate haunted every conversation. The line between legend and reality had vanished. The search for David Harrison became national news. For months, he was a ghost, until his body was found in a remote park. He'd taken his own life, leaving a note describing terror, whispers, and a malevolent force. Authorities called it a psychotic break, a family tragedy fueled by stress and shared delusion. But many in North Ridge doubted the official story. The fear in Sarah's voice, the house's history, none of it felt explained. Blackwood Manor stands empty, condemned, its windows boarded. No one dares approach. The Harrison story is its final, darkest legend. The house remains a warning. Sometimes the real horror is what we bring with us. The shadow lingers, a question unanswered. Was the evil in the house, or in the hearts of those who entered? Hemlock Lane will never forget.